Welcome back to Journ 492 Sports. I'm your host, John Simon. While there's no doubt that the #1 basketball team here in East Lansing is the Michigan State Spartans and their Hall of Fame coach Tom Izzo, East Lansing High School is building quite the program of their own. Over the last 2 years, the Trojans have gathered a record of 47-2, made back-to-back trips to the regional finals, and have the top college recruit in the state. Needless to say, expectations are high for the 2017-18 season. High school basketball tips off this week, and I recently met up with East Lansing head coach Steve Finamore to talk about the Trojans' upcoming season. All right, I'm here now with East Lansing High School boys varsity basketball coach Steve Finamore to talk about the beginning of their 2017-18 season. So first off, Coach, how you doing tonight?
Doing great. It's a pleasure to be here.
Good. Well, I'm glad to have you. Tonight we're going to go 4 corners, 4 questions with Coach. A little a la Dean Smith, North Carolina head coach. Basketball fans will know who he is. So if we want to start going, we're in corner number 1. First question, first few weeks back with the team, what have you been looking for so far with the guys?
Well, the first thing we want to look at is improvement. See which guys have been working since the summer, because the summertime is when you really work on your game. And probably the second thing is the camaraderie. We're trying to build the trust, build teamwork, and make sure guys buy into our system.
So with that, after the first 3 weeks, what stands out with your team? Tell me something like what to watch for with the team that you got this year?
Probably on an individual basis, Brandon Johns, who's our All-American, 6'8", 3-man, who's going to be going to University of Michigan next year. His three-point shooting has gotten a lot better. His ball handling has gotten a lot better, and his passing. We play him at the point guard a little bit.
Really?
And probably second is implementing the young guys with the veterans. We have 4 senior starters back, and then we got some young guys. We have a freshman, a sophomore, and a whole bunch of juniors. So probably those 2 things. Brandon Johns, number 1, and probably implementing the underclassmen with the upperclassmen.
So as we make it to corner 3, your answer with Brandon Johns leads perfectly into my next question. Mentioning him, #1 recruit in the state of Michigan, already committed to the University of Michigan, going into his senior season. What else are you looking for out of him? I mean, what more really does a guy like that have to prove with another whole year left in his high school career?
Probably leadership is number 1. We want him to take ownership of the team this year. We've already talked about that. Number 2, probably on-ball defense when he's guarding a perimeter player out on the perimeter, so he just keeps the ball in front of him and not gamble too much. Brennan has a tendency to gamble because he wants to get the steal and get the dunk down the other end. So probably the defensive end of the floor is very important.
So over the last few years, as we make it to the 4th corner and the 4th question, you guys have had a lot of success. 47-2, both losses coming in, state playoffs, state semifinals. Do you ever think that there might be a problem of guys looking ahead this year, into the later parts of the season? And what's your strategy to kind of keep the players focused, the one game at a time mentality?
I think you always have to talk about the process, about getting better, and that's something we've really harped on. Let's get better every day. Let's not worry about our 47-2 record. Let's not worry about our 31 straight conference victories in a row. I mean, 2.5 years now, we haven't lost a conference game, and people are going to be coming after us now. More so last year and the year before, we were kind of going after everyone else. So we had a hungry mentality. Now, though, we got to realize, hey, guys are coming at us because we've won 2 years in a row now, the conference. We've gone to the regional finals, so we really, really have to be ready for their shots.
So with that, we have our bonus and 1 question. So while you want to take that one game at a time approach, what would a state title mean to you in this program and most importantly, the guys on the team?
Well, I'll tell you what, I don't know if this is the answer that you're going to want to hear, but we talked about winning the state championship a lot last year. Woo. I even went on record of saying we were going to win it, and I kind of ate some crow there. But this year, like I said, it's a cliche now. The Philadelphia 76ers have really talked about it a lot, the process. We want to get better. And you know what? We're going to take it game by game, and if we happen to win the districts, regionals, and get lucky and get to Breslin and win the state championship, that would be the icing on the cake.
Well, that season starts right here at East Lansing High School, Tuesday, December 5th against DeWitt High School at 7 p.m. You can see Coach Finamore, Brandon Johns, and the East Lansing High School Trojans in action. But until then, Coach, thanks for having me stop by.
Appreciate it.
Once again, I'd like to thank Coach Finamore for that awesome interview. If you didn't catch it at the end, East Lansing boys varsity basketball season opener is tonight, Tuesday, December 5th at 7 p.m. at East Lansing High School. You can find East Lansing's full schedule over at eastlansingathletics.com. We're going to go to a quick break, but when we come back, we'll be talking Michigan State hoops, recapping their wins last week over Notre Dame and Nebraska, along with previewing tonight's matchup versus Rutgers. We'll see you in a few.